video. Today we'll be talking about the playoffs. We saw that the matchups looked pretty interesting as the Pacers took a 3-1 lead against the Bucks and the Celtics took a 3-1 lead against the Magic on their home floor. And by the way, on their home floor, I mean at Kia Center here in Orlando. This is terrible, guys, as public service announcement. The Heat and Cavs game is going on right now, but they're not winning. Let's be honest about that. So if the Cavs want to have a chance to win these playoffs, I feel like that they are going to need to understand that the teams that go after the Heat are going to be much worse than the Heat themselves, as the Heat have had a great season considering where they were at in the position that they were in, but it is not enough to win. Like, the Heat are great, the Heat have done everything right, but when it comes to this team and when it comes to our squad, we need to do better. I feel like the point this offseason would be getting a star, as there's a lot of guys under contract which need a contract for next semester. Now, the guys that I would go for would be guys like Giannis and Dame, which are on a team which is going to get beat these playoffs and look like they visibly don't want to be in their teams anymore because of the effort they put in, the health struggles like Dame's Achilles, etc. For the Boston and Orlando game, obviously Jason Tatum has been on a roll these playoffs, and it's because Orlando can't guard him. Franz Wagner is not enough, and their defense has been more focused on stopping everyone but Tatum. The only problem with the Magic is that they need to realize that it doesn't matter if it's Tatum, Brown, Kristaps, Drew Holiday, or anybody else. They are not beating the Celtics. And what they need to accept is that the winning as many games as they do is just a testament to how good their team is right now in the rough. The only thing for the Magic that I will say is that they are a beautiful team in terms of their construction. And as long as they get a point guard like Trae Young or like one of these young guys who are coming up, they will be all right. Furthermore, we have the other matchup, which is the Pacers-Bucks. And I did want to talk about that because the Pacers and the Bucks matchup is pretty interesting, as it is showing that Giannis just keeps doing his thing every single game and he keeps getting beat. Today was the one night where he hasn't dropped 30 this whole series. They've played 4 games. That means he's averaging around 35. And this game, he dropped 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 28 points. The second leading scorer was Kevin Porter Jr. And then no other guy apart from Giannis, Kevin Porter Jr., or Bobby Portis dropped more than 10 points. Now, putting that into perspective, if that happened in most other playoff teams, then people would say they have no help. The only thing with Giannis is that I think that he's the best player in the world, as Giannis has consistently proved that he is one of the best players who can play offense, defense, rebound, and affect the game in every way. The fact that they won a game against Indiana, I feel like speaks more to a testament to the fact that Giannis has been playing so great, as opposed to a testament to how good the Bucks are, as the Bucks suck right now. Not having Dame, not having him in this series has affected them greatly, and even if they had him, I think that they would have only made the second round and then lost to somebody else. I also want to talk about the other games that happened, like the Knicks Pistons and the Lakers Timberwolves, as the Knicks Pistons was very interesting. Karl Anthony Towns hit 2 of the craziest shots that I've seen in the playoffs recently. The only thing with Cat is that I do feel like that last 3 was a push-off, and it was very apparent. They didn't give it to him, and the refs have been terrible in these playoffs, consistently getting missed calls, consistently doing bad things, as in the Orlando game that they won. I do like the fact that Orlando won, but that was a terrible call. The Celtics should have won that game. In the Knicks-Pistons game, the Pistons should have won that game. That was a push-off on Jalen Duren. On the Lakers game, Ant actually took 5 steps in one play repeatedly and did not get a call. In my opinion, what I think is that the refs of these playoffs have been told to take the games into their own hands. And that's good for the NBA as it provides a more fluid product, but it's bad for us as the fans, which have been taught to look for these calls, to appreciate the ref's job, or at least to like be kind of a secondary ref to the game, as we know the rules, and specifically good NBA fans which pay attention know the rules and know what's going on. It feels kind of a disservice that we would have these great matchups be ruined by these terrible calls. In my opinion, I feel like the Knicks-Pistons series has been the best in these entire playoffs, as they have provided consistent after consistent banger. In my opinion, the Lakers now look weak as they lost another game. I obviously already spoke on this one, on the last one where LeBron dropped 38. Now Luka dropped 38. But the only problem with Luka, and I'm not going to talk badly about LeBron, because if you've watched the series, you know that he's doing everything that he can. And I don't say that in a bad way. I mean, like, he's actually playing defense. He's playing great offense. He's rebounding. He's passing. And he's being clutch. There's no more that you would want from this guy. And I know he got that one call on Anthony Edwards where he said the hand was the ball. But making mistakes in the fourth quarter is something that everyone does. Anthony Edwards did it when he fell to the floor. They just gave him that call, and all superstars make mistakes at least once in the fourth quarter. It's just they will make sure to make a point out of you if you lose the game. Now, what I'm saying is that for this game, I do believe that the Timberwolves showed something that was very impressive, which was that they still won this game even with how heroic the Lakers were. I do believe that that foul call was kind of shaky. But being able to get a guy like Anthony Edwards in your team is proving to be the best decision that this team has made probably in their existence, as Anthony Edwards looks like the next LeBron James. He looks like the next Kobe. He looks like the next Steph. He looks like the next Jordan. He looks like the next Shaq. He looks like the next great player in the NBA. He looks like a guy who has consistently stepped up his game in tough situations against good defenders, against good teams. The only problem with the Lakers now, as the Timberwolves really have no issues, as they've won 2 games in a row, they're up 3-1, they look to advance in the next game. The only problem with the Lakers now is, how do you hide Luka defensively? You can have him out there for the floor, but if Luka's not going to try on defense, then you guys are not going to win many games. Also, how do you get Austin Reeves to get more production in the playoffs? And I feel like the answer would be to play these guys for less minutes. Luka played 46 minutes. LeBron played 46 minutes. Rui Hachimura played 41. I'm reading this off. And Dorian Finney-Smith played 41. In what world does it sound logical to have all of those guys play more than 40 minutes in one game? You have Gabe Vincent. You have Jared Vanderbilt. You have guys like Jackson Hayes, which can play real minutes. I don't understand why they are not using Luka's biggest offloader in Jackson Hayes, the guy who actually makes him be able to throw all the lobs and do all of that, and why they're not utilizing the squad which they've built. The whole point of getting a squad with depth on is that when you get to the playoffs, your guys can play, but they can also rest at the same time. And I understand that it might be difficult in this series because of how clutch it's been, but when Anthony Edwards is on the bench on the first 2 quarters, put the stars out. Let them rest, because they do not need to be playing all these minutes, JJ Redick. And I'm sorry, I know he's been a great coach. I know he's been much better. But I feel like even if Darvin Ham got Luka Doncic in the middle of the season, he would do a better job in the playoffs than what JJ Redick's doing right now. Because the one thing you do need to understand is that stars need to rest. People need to rest, because you can't play 46 minutes of basketball, even with halftime and even with the breaks, without getting tired. So I feel like it's JJ Redick's fault. The fact that the Lakers have been like this as they're getting winded, you could see it in their effort, you could see it in how they're playing, and you could see that they're tired out there and that they need to rest. At the end of the day, obviously these problems will fix themselves in the playoffs, but having such a simple thing as rest be such a controversy for this Lakers team, as they don't even rest their stars, seems pretty crazy to me in the biggest series, as you don't know how LeBron is going to look next season, and he's playing amazingly right now. But yeah, that's been it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Peace.